So what I'll do now, I'll tell you what he has said in the previous para, and then we'll get the continuity. Okay, and then we will go to the next para, and we have to in this duality. So in the previous para, what he has said is like this. The Ishwari Shakti, that is the divine conscious force, world mother Jagannatha, is the mediatrix between the one and the many. So let's try and understand this a little bit. At the highest level, there is only oneness. There is no division at all. Sat, Chit, Shakti, Ananda at the highest level is only one. Okay, it's got four aspects, but they're all mixed into each other. Consciousness implies substance, substance implies consciousness, and consciousness implies power. If there is consciousness, there is power automatically. Not in our case. In our case, it's not so. But there it is like that. And also it is full of ananda. When you are exercising your power, there is tremendous amount of joy. So that one becoming the many. And in the one, there is the chit and there is the shakti. And when it comes down, they split and become separate. That's why in the physical world, we may have consciousness, but we may not have power. We may have power, but we may not have consciousness. It's very obvious. So now, and the power aspect creates the universe. And so the universe is nothing but Shakti. And that is Jagannatha. So, Sri Aurobindo says that she is the mediatrix between the one and the many. The universe is the one that stands between Satchidananda and the physical world. Okay, so the Ishwari Shakti. So this Ishwari Shakti is not Ishvara and Shakti. It is Ishwari Shakti. It's an adjective to Shakti. It's a power which is full of the Aishwaryam. It has got the consciousness and the majesty and the mastery. This is the Shakti. This is the Ishwari Shakti. Sri Aurobindo says in the mother, he says that the mother, the divine mother, is the Shakti at the highest level, which is full of consciousness. Even when it creates a universe, it is the divine Shakti which creates a universe, but it is full of mastery and consciousness. So she is the mediatrix between the highest and the lowest. It is she who makes the physical world possible by manifesting it through her power. So I go back to the summary of the previous paragraph. The Ishwari Shakti, which is the divine consciousness, the divine force, conscious force. She is the world mother. You also call her Jagannatha in our languages. She is the mediatrix between the one at the highest level and the many at the lower level. Okay? Then, between spirit and matter also you can say. Okay? With and through the power and play of Shakti, while she draws from the one, she manifests the myriad personalities in the world, and these are nothing but she herself in her aspect of multiplicity. There are two aspects to the higher and the lower. The first aspect is the oneness, but the oneness does not mean that it is devoid of many. So it is potentially many, the one is potentially many, and that potentiality translates into the many in the physical world, like the seed which becomes the tree with 100,000 leaves and fruits and flowers and branches and twigs. This is what he's saying. And this work is done by the Divine Mother, the power aspect of the Divine. And these are nothing but she herself. In other words, whatever you see in the physical world, including stones, including the most minutest, insignificant things, are all nothing but only forms and personalities that she creates from her subtle substance. Subtlest substance she creates and makes them gross and involves them downwards and evolves them back again upwards to complete the eternal, ever-repeated journey from and into the spirit. So it is the Divine Mother who involves and creates the universe. Now in the universe, she starts the journey back again home. So through the individual forms. And when that individual form becomes man, he has now reached a stage where he can consciously evolve himself. Before man, the evolution is not conscious. It is mechanical and unconscious. But this is what she is saying. So then he says the journey back in the spirit. In this upward journey, which is done through yoga, the soul in all objects, everything, the soul, I've used the word soul in double quotes, is the divine presence in everything. Okay, animate or inanimate are rediscovering the truth of spirit in the spirit. We go back to where we came from. We start from unconsciousness, but we end up in consciousness. And this is a slow process, an evolutionary process. Although she invents, she, the Divine Mother, invents and uses laws and processes, there is no mechanical or unconscious movement in her. The Divine Mother, at the lowest level, expresses her power, and she seems to be unconscious and mechanical. Like as I said, the river is flowing, there doesn't seem to be any consciousness in it. The wind is blowing, the sunshine is giving us heat and light. But it seems to be unconscious and mechanical, but it is not really so. So there is neither unreality at level 1, like the ascetic is saying, nor is there unconscious and mechanical activity in her. This is what you experience in the spiritual planes of consciousness. There are many, many planes of consciousness in the spiritual planes, and in one you experience this duality. You experience the duality, okay? But it's in a different. Now, in the third level, that's the supermind, nature is para prakriti. She is para prakriti, is the supreme divine consciousness power. It is power, but with a consciousness. Because she is divine conscious power, which utilizes her real subtle substance for creative cosmic play. But another question of importance is, why does she plunge man into ignorance and inconscience? What is her purpose in doing so? So this is a problem that is not possible to answer at the lowest level. At first, no purpose is seen or discovered later. Like even when man develops into a very intelligent person, if he is a materialist, he can find no reason at all for, or no origin to the existence of the physical world. He sees no purpose at all. No scientist will tell you that there is purpose. Slowly the idea of evolution has come, but not everybody subscribes to the evolutionary theory. Okay? But there are some who say that evolution is proceeding towards an aim, and nobody is clear about what that aim is except Sriyamdeva and Advaita. Okay? At first, no purpose is seen or discovered. Later, at another higher level, her plan and purpose reveal themselves. So, you are able to reveal the plan and power if you go to the third level. In the spiritual planes of consciousness, yes, you see the world as real, you see the consciousness as real, but you see Chit and Shakti as separate. Purusha and Prakriti are separate, they are not one. They become one only at the highest level. So in the spiritual planes of consciousness, which I call the second level, there is a problem. There is the problem of the duality. The duality continues to exist. Both are real. Not like the ascetic who says that the physical world is unreal. You don't do that. You say that yes, it is real, but it is separate. So Sriyamdeva doesn't want separateness, he wants oneness. So he waits and goes to the third level and sees that essentially they are one. So she, the Divine Mother, is pursuing a projected plan of adventure from the unknown to the known. That's a game, that's a play, that's an adventure. From ignorance to knowledge, from the many to the one, from mortality to immortality. Thus, she has power which is both liberative as well as dynamic for transformation. Liberative means the soul escapes from the body-mind life and gets peace and liberation, mukti, but not necessarily power and ananda. You can get power and ananda, as some do, but still there is it's incomplete. Thus, she has power which is both liberative as well as dynamic. So, liberative means a negative condition in this sense that you are free, but you don't have any power. Dynamic means that you have power to transform the lower also. Your body-mind life also starts, you can exert your will and change your body, mind, life also to a certain extent. Mind and life, yes, but not body so much. To a certain extent, yes. Remember, Srin's body became absolutely luminously gold, okay? But it did not transform into a divine body from an animal body. The origin was animal, okay, through the reproductive process, but it did not become the divine body. That was the work that mother was engaged in, and she has taken that work to a great extent. It has to find its culmination in the future. Okay, so as well as dynamic to transformation, liberation from darkness, and dynamic because of descent of light into the darkness below to transform it. Liberation is your consciousness gets static and stays put in the second level of the spiritual consciousness. Now you are fully conscious of who you are, and you see your body, mind, life as instruments given to you. But you don't have power necessarily to change the body, mind, life. But when it is dynamic, then you have the power to change your body, mind, life also. Not immediately, but slowly. When you go to the third level, the power becomes absolute. Okay. So now, Sindhu is saying finally in that para above, but her creation is not ended. She has created matter, she has created life, and she has created mind, but is still creating. The creation is not empty. It is not. And she will continue to create a divine nature in the lowest level of her manifestation. Okay, this is what he said. By the way, I should mention something very, 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 very interesting. And if anybody is interested, I'll send you that video. Today in the morning itself, the video has come to me, which is saying that the scientists, the researchers, are finding something fantastic happening. The evolutionary process, which was very, very slow in the beginning, all those who are doctors will enjoy this. Okay, they're very, very slow process. Over hundreds of years, for instance, the appendix became useless because man was started cooking his food, so the appendix became useless and went away. Now what is happening is even more fantastic. They are saying that the rate of evolution in human beings is absolutely unbelievable, and they are giving very, very interesting details. I'll give you 2 or 3. If any of you are interested, I'll send the video to you. The research that science is doing. Number 1, babies are being born without the wisdom teeth. The wisdom teeth now don't serve any purpose. Okay, so babies are being born without teeth. Then they are saying that extra bones are coming in the body which did not exist earlier. In the body means in many places, in the forearms and in the legs. So evolution has become much, much faster. There is something that they have discovered now. So it's naturally we were expecting this thing. So Mother and Sri have told us very clearly that there will be an evolution, it will go to the next stage. So that physically the scientists are finding. Not that they are connecting it with the supramental, but we can. Then they are giving us this data. It's very interesting. Okay. So there are 2 doctors here, Archanadi and Yasmin. And if you are interested, I'll send you that video.
But Ranganath, they may not be a deformity rather than some evolutionary thing.
No, it cannot be deformation. Deformation.
Anyway, the babies are not born with teeth anyway.
No.
No, but
when the teeth come out,
there are rudimentary. Yes. There are rudimentary teeth. Like the seed of the teeth is there in the jaw. It does not erupt until you come to a certain age.
Exactly.
So, no, the whole idea in that video is that now human beings are no longer like the caveman who used to eat raw meat and raw everything.
That's
but
right.
In today's time, everything is cooked and processed.
Yes.
So do you need so many teeth? You don't need so many teeth.
Yeah.
So there is a reduction in the amount of teeth. Secondly, we use our arms a lot. So that is why there was a median artery which then divides into the radial and ulnar. So now this median artery is also persisting to give better blood supply to the forearm.
Yes. So
depending on our usage of our organs,
Yeah.
there is a physical progress so that there is better functioning of the hand, better functioning of the leg
Yes.
by giving you more stability.
Yeah. So Yasmin, obviously you have seen that video.
Yeah, yes, I have.
Yes, very interesting. So you can see what Mother and Siddhartha said about the evolution and the Superman. You can see the evidence in the physics, and they are not saying. The scientists are saying through research. Okay, so this is what he said in the previous para. Now we come to this in this duality. Okay, we are going to read the next para. So one of you has to read. Okay, so in this duality, the duality of what?
We have already read it. You have
Okay.
to now redo and explain.
Explain it.
Okay, so I'll read each sentence and if necessary, we'll discuss it. Okay, so in this duality, as I said, there are many dualities. Okay, in the second level, that is this, the spiritual planes of consciousness, there are many dualities. First, you see the physical world is unreal, and you see your own consciousness is real. Then you start seeing there is Purusha and Prakriti. Prakriti is then not unreal, but mechanical energy and mechanical and unconscious energy. But you go to a slightly higher level and you see that this mechanical energy which you are seeing as unconscious is not really so. So there are so many different types of dualities. But they are dualities. In other words, Chit and Shakti, Purusha and Prakriti are not yet one. They are separate. Both are real and both you see. That's what he has discussed in the previous para. Now, I'm reading. Yeah.
Ranganath, can you give a few examples of different dualities? I didn't understand different dualities.
Oh, okay. I'll very briefly tell you 1, 2, 3. Okay. The first one is the ascetic who rises out of his body mind life. And what does he see? He sees that the physical world is unreal. Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But he sees that his own consciousness, which is the self, is absolutely real and permanent and infinite, eternal. So this is the first duality. The physical world that you saw and you thought that it is absolutely real is no more so. This is the first. This is the first duality. Very clear?
Yeah.
Okay. The second duality is you don't see the physical world as unreal. You see it as real. When you are in the cosmic consciousness, slightly higher than the higher mind, or maybe even in the higher mind, you can have a cosmic consciousness. And you see the physical world as real. Okay? It's not that you don't see it as real. It is real, but the energy and the movement in the physical world is mechanical, unconscious. The first is totally unreal. The second is mechanical energy and unconscious, like Prakriti, nature. In nature, the river is flowing, the sunlight is coming, the wind is blowing, no consciousness anywhere. That's what you see. Clear?
Yeah.
This is the second duality. Now, when you go to the third duality, this unconscious real energy that you are seeing in the physical world is not really unconscious. You start seeing that there is a consciousness in the water, there is a consciousness in the wind. Okay, I refer you back to that famous Japanese example. Okay, that Japanese example of the one who did with 2 jars water. Okay, and he was giving good thoughts to one and not giving good thoughts to another. You remember the example? So now what the Japanese scientist was experimenting and seeing, you start seeing that as reality. The physical world is not unconscious at all. You see the consciousness in it. But it is different. This is the third reality that you are seeing. Okay, that's the one that we read just now. You see Purusha and you see Prakriti, both are real, but Prakriti is no more unconscious and mechanical. She is conscious.
Yeah.
So now the 3 grades are clear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about something else. This was, yeah. No, when you said the dualities in my mind, it was not this. I had understood. You had explained this before.
Okay. So now in this duality, so they're saying the one when you see Purusha and Prakriti, and Purusha is conscious, Prakriti is also conscious, she is conscious energy. Okay? In this duality too, there is possible a separative experience. You see the two as separate. They may be real, but they are separate. At one pole of it, the seeker may be conscious only of the master of existence. Only of the master of existence, the divine, personal aspect of the divine, who is there, he is the Lord, the Ishvara. Okay? He can see only the Ishvara, but he is not, he is seeing only the master. He is not seeing the physical world doesn't exist for him. Okay, at that time. Putting forth on him his energies of knowledge. Sorry, I made a mistake. He is the one who is creating the universe. So the whole stress is on the Purusha aspect and not the Prakriti aspect. Prakriti is his expression. Okay, it's like your expression. The poet is creating his poem. The poem is not unreal, but the poem is an expression of his. Okay, so then just 1 second, I have lost the page. Yeah. So this is what he sees. At one pole of it, the seeker may be conscious only of the master. In other words, he is not conscious of the lower, the Prakriti. It's an expression of the master. He sees everything and only in terms of the master of existence. Master of existence, the personal divine, if you want, okay, who is completely in charge of the universe. You see only him, and he is working. He is master of existence, putting forth on him his energies of knowledge. No, wait. Yeah, at one pole of it, the seeker may be conscious only of the master of existence, putting forth on him his energies of knowledge, okay, power and bliss. So you see only the God. You see only God, and the physical world also is an expression of God only. Putting forth on him his energies. What are the energies? Knowledge, power and bliss. And what's he doing that for? To liberate and divinize. Then the Shakti may appear to him only as an impersonal force expressive of these things, or an attribute of the Ishvara. The Purusha, the Prakriti becomes an adjective to him. Okay, it's a power of him. It's not something independent. That's what you see. The Shakti may appear to him only as an impersonal force expressive of these things, or an attribute of the Ishvara. It's a quality of the Ishvara. But you see only the Ishvara. You don't see the Divine Mother or the Prakriti as something independent. Okay. Now
Ranganath,
yes.
in Christianity, is there this Prakriti? No, because they said, God said, let there be light, and there was light. So there it is only the Purusha aspect that it is there, or both are there?
I'm not sure of the Christian thing, but they speak of spirit and matter. Na? They speak of spirit and matter, Adam and Eve. So there is, but they don't use the word Prakriti and Purusha. They don't use. But there is a difference between the Prakriti, the lower and the higher. And in the Christian theory, the two are definitely not one. That's the Advaita philosophy.
Yeah.
The two, they're definitely not one. And you have to, and even the concept of liberation is not there. Okay? Yeah, because at the end of the what they call kingdom come on Judgment Day, each soul is judged and sent either to heaven or to hell. So the idea of liberation is not there, and the idea of the perfect soul is not there. The soul is born, and you are born a sinner. That's their whole idea. Okay?
Yeah.
Whereas in the Indian system, you are not a sinner at all. You are covered up with veils. You are divine in essence, but you are covered up with veils.
Yes.
And you have to undo the veils, and then you become divine. Okay, so now he is talking of the other experience of seeing the world mother. Now, at the other pole, he may encounter the world mother creatrix of the universe. In this duality, mind you, the third duality. He is talking of the third duality, not the first and the second. He may encounter the world mother, creatrix of the universe. She is the one who creates the universe, putting forth the gods and the worlds and all things and existences out of her spirit substance. So both are there at the highest level, Chit and Shakti. You can see only the Chit, and that time the Shakti is only an, as I said, a quality, an adjective to Purusha. Now on the other hand, your consciousness can swing and see the Shakti aspect, and that time you see what you see. This is what you see, that she is putting forth the gods and the worlds. Okay, she is the supreme, and all things and existences out of a spirit substance. Now note that the spirit also is substance. It is subtle substance. It is not gross matter, but it is subtle substance. She is using this material to create forms and worlds and gods and everything, and issuing them from her own power and consciousness. So you can see either the divine, or you can see his attributes. Okay? You can see in that way.
Rangada, that is the tantric way of seeing things.
The tantric
Shakti is the all.
Yes, that's right. They go through the Shakti aspect. They go through the Shakti aspect. They give importance to the Shakti aspect. Even in Advaita philosophy, there are many branches, and many of them say that the supreme, the one who can give you everything, is the divine mother, the supreme Shakti. Okay. I remember about 7-8 years ago, I read a book called the Tripura Rahasyam. Okay. So there the whole stress, it's an Advaitic work, but the whole stress is only on the divine mother aspect. She is the one who will give you liberation. She is the one who will give you knowledge. The idea of the Purusha is not even there. So they are stressing, what Sridhar is saying is the second level, the second pole. Okay. The first pole you see the divine God, personal God. But you can also see the goddess, the personal goddess, who is absolutely master of everything, and she is creating the world. So the tantrics stress that aspect of the divine. Yes, that's true.
Isn't Tripura Rahasyam one of the books of Tantric?
Yeah. No, it's an Advaitic work. Tripura Rahasyam. It's a very interesting.
But I read that one of the authentic books of Tantric. I didn't know.
I didn't understand, Archana, this question.
I was asking about the book.
Yeah, she was asking about the book, I remember. But I'll tell you one thing. There are hundreds and hundreds of works still unpublished in Sanskrit, I mean, the Sanskrit literature is so vast that what is published in English and translations and all, even in Sanskrit books and all, it is only 20%. The rest are all lying in palm leaf manuscripts all over India. And that is the work that our French Institute in Pondicherry was doing. They go here, they go there, collect all these, and then try and interpret them and print them. Okay, the Sanskrit literature is fantastically vast. It's tremendous. Today, most of it may be published, but still there's a huge amount of literature that is there. We can't even imagine how vast it is. Okay, so the one I mentioned just now is only one aspect. Okay, and remember also that there are so many other things. What about Shankara's literature? Okay, Shankara's literature runs into 14 volumes. 14 volumes, all in Sanskrit. I have the whole setup. I got the thing. This in 14 volumes. So huge is the Sanskrit literature. So the Advaita philosophy is fantastically complex. Okay. Anyway, let's get back to our text. Okay, so at the other pole now, if you are in that consciousness where you are seeing the divine mother, you see that she is the one creating the universe and all the gods and everything she is creating, and she is putting them all. And look at the sentence: gods and worlds and all things and existences out of a spirit substance. She takes this material and goes on creating, like a potter creates the pots, exactly in the same way. This image also of the potter and the pots are also in Advaita. Or even if he sees both aspects, now he can see both. He can see the divine master and he can also see the divine mother. He can see both. In the first two cases, you see only one, and the other is a adjective, as I said, or a guna, or a quality of the other one. So, when you see the divine mother, then the Purusha aspect, the divine, personal divine is not there. He takes a background. Personality and impersonality. Okay. When you are in the impersonality, okay, then the person becomes very, very negligent. It's not that real. But when you are in the personal aspect, the impersonal aspect does not become that important. But now he is saying you can see both. Or even if he sees both aspects, it may be with an unequal separating vision. One is more than the other. That's what he's saying. Subordinating one to the other. Regarding the Shakti only as a means for approaching the Ishvara. Okay? So, that also is possible. You are stressing the Ishvara, the Shakti aspect, but it's only, when you are in the Ishvara aspect, Shakti is only a means for going to that. It's an instrument for going to Ishvara. So, or if you are in the Shakti aspect, the Ishvara takes a background importance. It is not that important. Their results, what is the result of all this? Their results a one-sided tendency or a lack of balance. Now note that, okay? All this is in the spiritual planes of consciousness, not our ordinary planes of consciousness. So even there is all these possibilities are there. A one-sided tendency. That's why you have so many philosophies, okay? Advaita, Vishishtadvaita, then Dvaita. All these philosophies are there because of this. A lack of balance, a power of effectuation not perfectly supported, or a light of revelation not perfectly dynamic. So there is still lot to go, and the third level fulfills all the lacuna that is there. Okay. The third level gives you total oneness, okay, of both. There results a one-sided tendency or a lack of balance. A power of effectuation not perfectly supported, or a light of revelation not perfectly dynamic. Now, identify the words. There results a one-sided tendency or a lack of balance, and is giving you two cases. One, there is a power of effectuation, the power aspect, the divine mother aspect, but it is not perfectly supported by the knowledge. The power aspect is more than the knowledge. Or on the other hand, a light of revelation, there is a knowledge aspect, but which is not perfectly dynamic. It doesn't have enough power. In other words, there is a duality. Okay? So, when you are in the knowledge aspect, the power seems to be less. There is power, but there is less. Okay? And when you are in the power aspect, the knowledge aspect is less. So, but this problem gets absolutely solved when you go to the third level. They become equal to each other and imply each other. When you have the knowledge in the third level, you have the power. And when you have the power, there is a consciousness and a knowledge that guides the power. So this is what we say. In these 4 or 5 sentences only, he has given you 3 cases. Okay? First is you see only the knowledge aspect, which is the personal divine, and the power aspect becomes less. Or if you are in the power aspect, the knowledge becomes less. Or you see both, but they are unequal to each other. They become equal to each other only at the third level. So, or even if he sees both aspects, it may be with an unequal separating vision, subordinating one to the other, regarding the Shakti only as a means for approaching the Ishvara. There results a one-sided tendency or a lack of balance, a power of effectuation not perfectly supported, or a light of revelation not perfectly dynamic. It is when a complete union of the two sides of the duality is effected and rules his consciousness that he begins to open to a fuller power. That fuller power is the third level. That will draw him altogether out of the confused clash of ideas and forces. So the second level of the spiritual planes of consciousness is a confused clash of ideas and forces. It is tremendously superior to the normal human mind and knowledge, but yet there is a difference. So confused clash of ideas and forces is there at the higher mind level, illumined mind level also, this is there. Okay? Even at the overmind level, you see both as real, but there is a discrepancy between the two. You see the duality. Confused clash of ideas and forces here into a higher truth and enable the descent of the truth to illumine and deliver and act sovereignly upon this world of ignorance. He has begun to lay his hand on the integral secret, which in its fullness can be grasped only when he overpasses the double term that reigns here of knowledge, inextricably intertwined with an original ignorance, and crosses the border where spiritual mind disappears into the supramental gnosis. So very clearly, the spiritual mind is the second level, as I said. Higher mind, intuitive mind, illumined mind, overmind. And disappears into the third level, supramental gnosis. It is through this third and most dynamic dual aspect of the one that the seeker begins with the most integral completeness. There is only absolute oneness. Chit, Shakti, Chit, Sat, Chit, Shakti, Ananda are one and not three, not even four. And the most integral completeness to enter into the deepest secret of the being and the Lord of the sacrifice. So, in this, he has given you so many different experiences possible. And that's the reason he explains, when you are in the overmind consciousness, you see that all these aspects they correspond to some truth. They do correspond to truth. But you see the dualities. Same those not satisfied with duality. The others, it is possible they will say, oh, that's the nature of the reality. It is twofold. So you have the Dvaita philosophy. Okay? Then you see that the two are connected, and then you have the Vishishta Advaita. There is a relation between the two. Okay, so that's a Vishishta Advaita. In fact, the Shankara philosophy is absolute Advaita. The divine soul, the human soul, is nothing essentially than the divine soul. The Vishishta Advaita, the Ramanuja philosophy, Ramanuja, 16th century or something like that, okay, 300 kilometers from here, on the bank of the Kaveri, on the way to Trichy. He was there. And Sri Rangam is the name of the town, Sri Rangam. And he says that you can have a relation with the divine, but you can also become the divine. If you become the divine, it's the Advaita philosophy. And if you have a relation with the divine, you can't become the divine and have a relation with him. So therefore, that is the Vishishta Advaita. Okay? Bheda, Bheda. There is a Bheda and there is also an Abheda. Okay? And then there is Madhvacharya and others, okay, several others also, who say that no, you can have a relation with the divine, but you cannot become the divine. So all these are true in the spiritual planes of consciousness. That's why we're saying confused clash of ideas and forces. Okay? Quite clear, na? So, now that completes the para, and we have 4 minutes. So, in that 4 minutes, what I can do, I can just go through, I can read fast the next paragraph. No? So, shall I do that? Let's do that. Unless you have some questions. But you think about it, it's in one para he has given you all the philosophies and the reason for the clash and reason for their differences. Now, I am reading the next para. For it is behind the mystery of the presence of personality in an apparently impersonal universe, as in that of consciousness manifesting out of the inconscient, life out of the inanimate, soul out of brute matter, that is hidden the solution of the riddle of existence. Here again, is another dynamic duality, more pervading than appears at first view and deeply necessary to the play of the slowly self-revealing power. It is possible for the seeker in his spiritual experience, standing at one pole of the duality, to follow mind in seeing a fundamental impersonality everywhere. Many spiritually realized people have this fundamental impersonality experience only without the personal aspect. I'll give you 2-3 examples. Jiddu Krishnamurti, then Sadguru, okay, even the Jain philosophy, they all go to the fundamental impersonality. But for them, the personal aspect of the divine doesn't exist. The evolving soul in the material world begins from a vast impersonal inconscience in which our inner sight yet perceives the presence of a veiled infinite spirit. It proceeds with the emergence of a precarious consciousness and personality that even at their fullest have the look of an episode. Something temporary, an episode, but an episode that repeats itself in a constant series, life after life, life after life. Each life of yours is an episode, and this episode goes on. You have many lives, reincarnation. Okay? But an episode that repeats itself in a constant series. It arises through experience out of experience of life, out of mind, into the infinite, impersonal and absolute superconscious in which personality, mind consciousness, life consciousness seem all to disappear by liberating annihilation, nirvana. At a lower pitch, he still experiences this fundamental impersonality as an immense liberating force everywhere. It releases his knowledge from the narrowness of personal mind, his will from the clutch of personal desire, his heart from the bondage of petty mutable emotions, his life from its petty personal groove, his soul from ego, and it allows them to embrace calm, equality, wideness, universality, infinity. A yoga of works would seem to require personality as its mainstay, almost its source, but here too the impersonal is found to be the most direct liberating force. It is through a wide egoless impersonality that one can become a free worker and a divine creator. It is not surprising that the overwhelming power of this experience from the impersonal pole of the duality should have moved the sages to declare this to be the one way and an impersonal superconscious to be the sole truth of the eternal. So many people have said that. Buddha, okay, and as I said, modern times, okay, Jiddu Krishnamurti and the Jains also, they have the same. There is no personal God. There is only an impersonal truth and superconscious. So, it's time, exactly time, so we stop here. Srivastava is not satisfied with all these dualities. He wants to go to the absolute highest level and see everything as totally one. He wants to see the seed. He doesn't want to see the seed. He wants to see the seed also becoming 2, 3, 4, 5, finally the whole tree. He wants to see both as real. That's the thing. So, we stop here today and we can put on the Sonki, note down. We will redo this para. We'll redo this para.
Yes.
Alright. Au revoir everybody. Have a nice day.
Merci.
Bonjour, Ranganath. Merci.
Ranganath.
Merci.